baby, I am buzzing this week. I cannot wait for the PlayStation Plus announcement. Not only are we getting 2 day one releases in this month's update, Dave the Diver and Tales of Kenzerazao, but we're also getting a PS1 classic game, and it's been leaked already what it is. There's actually been 2 leaked, but the one I'm going to talk about today is Medieval. Now, I know this is kind of redundant, not for just one reason, but 2 reasons. They kind of did the opposite of what they did with Ape Escape, where they released Ape Escape the PS1 version and then Ape Escape the PSP version. Now we had the PSP version of the game, Medieval Resurrection, released first, and now we're having Medieval PS1 proper. I know it's kind of redundant, and you can also play the remake of this exact same game on PS Plus, which actually has this game inside built in as a reward. But there's a platinum trophy for a Medieval game that I don't have, and this also brings good news because they might finally have a modern release of Medieval 2 one day. So we're gonna talk about the trophies and we're gonna see how to get the platinum. Now, I will say that this platinum for the PS1 classic release, which of course I'm gonna get to add to my collection, I need it. It has almost the same trophies as the remake, the one that came out on the PS4 in the late PS4 era. They're almost the same. I'm going to show you the differences between them, but there's not a whole lot of differences to show. Now, the main one, if we take a look at the list for the remake, the main one are these 2 trophies right here. Lost and Found for finding all the lost souls, and Soul Savior for laying all those lost souls to rest. This was added to the remake. It's not in the original game. These 2 trophies are new and exclusive to that version of the game. It was an extra thing you do after you finish the game. There's an extra quest that you embark on to do these things where you have to first find the lost souls and then lay them to rest to get these 2 last trophies. That is not in the original game. And as well, if that's the case, because this game and the remake have 39 trophies, that means they replaced 2 trophies. And those trophies are Spring to Life, where you have to fully exhaust the Fountain of Rejuvenation, and Top Me Up, where you have to fully exhaust the Fountain of Rejuvenation 10 times. Now, we know this is very easy to do. So these trophies are infinitely easier than going and getting those lost souls and laying them to rest. Way easier. You'll probably get these in the beginning of the game rather than in the post-end of the game. Now, I'm not going to say major, but another difference here is they added a new trophy to the PS1 classic list called Cooper, where you have to destroy 15 barrels in the Sleeping Village. That trophy replaces a trophy called A Shocking Lack of Respect, which you have to destroy 100 gravestones. Not a big deal in this case. It's not a big deal, really. It's just 2 different environmental trophies. So I'm not going to say it's a major difference, but it is a change. And then the rest of the changes to this list are not really in the type of trophy. It's more in the criteria of the trophy. For example, the first one that I noticed is different is this trophy right here. Morton Would Be Proud. It's the same name in the remake, but the criteria is different. Here it says defeat 250 enemies across your adventure. In the PS4 remake, this trophy says collect all entries of the Book of Gallimier. Okay. So that's kind of also a big difference. 250 enemies versus collecting all the entries in the book. I can't remember if those entries are in the original game or not. I think they are, because they are in the Resurrection version of the game. So that's a change there. Same name in the trophy, but that is a change. This one is a little different. It's called Sir Moneybags. Here you have to collect 2,500 coins, and in the remake you have to collect 10,000 coins. So that's a quarter of the amount of coins that you have to collect for the PS1 Classic version. I don't know if the economies are the same. I don't know if they changed it between the two. I'd have to research and look into it. But if they are exactly the same, you get the same amount of coins no matter what, then that's a quarter of the coins that you have to find, and it makes the trophy a whole lot easier. Then there is a trophy in the remake called Old School Sneaky. This actually becomes the Sneaky trophy, just Sneaky. And the criteria here is different. The Sneaky trophy asks you to finish any level outside of Dan's Crypt without defeating any enemies or taking damage. I think this trophy is in the Resurrection version, if I'm not mistaken. But in the remake, the Old School Sneaky trophy asks you to attempt to perform a original game cheat code. Now, they don't work, and that's the funny thing about that trophy. You have to enter the cheat code, but it won't work. As for Medieval, I don't know if you can use cheat codes. When these classics come out, sometimes they let you use cheat codes like Jet Moto. Sometimes they bar you from using cheat codes like Siphon Filter 2. So who knows if you're going to be able to use cheat codes for this. If it does, it makes the game much easier to platinum, that's for sure. But here they made the change in the trophy. Now you have the Sneaky trophy, where you have to make sure you beat a level without defeating enemies or taking damage. The easiest one, of course, is the very first level. That's not Dan's Crypt. That's the easiest place to do it, and get that one. Then the last trophy that's different is the Deathly Smorgasbord trophy. Here you have to get a game over 5 times. And in the remake, you just have to die in 7 different ways. That is that version of the Deathly Smorgasbord trophy. You have to die in 7 different ways. But here you have to get game over 5 times. So you can do that whenever you want. Just fall in holes or die to enemies, get game over and over. You can leave that till last if you want. Like, do everything else and then get that done. I don't like these kinds of trophies because I don't want to give up lives on purpose. I don't want to die on purpose. I don't like that shit. But it is one of the trophies, and that is a big change. And that would be the major differences between the lists. That's it. The rest of the lists are pretty well the same. You still have to do a lot of the main quest, side quest stuff, and the trophy names and the descriptions are exactly the same. You still have to collect every weapon. You have a bunch of these trophies that say defeat 30 enemies with the sword spin attack, throw 42 chicken drumsticks when you get that weapon. You still have like stuff like where's that infamous trophy? Defeat Not So Armless. Defeat the stained glass demon with just your arm. Okay. And the other one that a lot of people kind of like have problems with is Rock Wrangler. Avoid all the rolling rocks on Cemetery Hill. Those are some of the classic trophies from the remake, and they're here again now just in their PS1 version. So you have lots of choices on how to play Medieval. I personally recommend that you play the remake if you've never played these games before. I personally recommend that you do not play Resurrection. I don't think that game is very good. It's not a very good version of these games. If you're looking for your retro nostalgia hit, I recommend you play the original Medieval. And of course, if you're a super fan of the Medieval games, play all 3. You're going to want to get all 3 trophies. They're up for grabs. And then eventually, I hope they release Medieval 2 and I can get that platinum trophy. I have never played Medieval 2 because I never had that back in the day, and they never released it on the PS3 as a classic there, and I swear they better release it here or I'm going to be livid. I'm going to be very livid if they don't. They're starting to hit the catalogs pretty good with this premium classic stuff, but there's still a lot of stuff that they need to get on. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys are going to check this one out, if you want to play a Medieval game and are going to check out the remake, which I personally think is the best version of this game that's been now released, reimagined, and remade. Let me know any and all thoughts down below. I hope you keep it locked to the Platinum Experience, because this is going to be a big week. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big week. There's going to be lots of updates and videos coming from me about this PS Plus update. I think it's going to be the best one, given if they can get a good amount of like quality games in the actual like extra tier release. I can see this being the biggest PS Plus month ever, maybe. But I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions reaching the Hall of Heroes go incredibly well, and peace out.